Okay, listen, hear me out. I know this is Sith Servant, and I know I just said all I did about Sith, and I meant it. But guys, at the end of the day, he wasn't even real. And here's what I have to say about him. He did and aided Sith in doing terrible things, but he was being controlled by Sith the entire time. Is there not an argument that if he was controlled by somebody good, that he could do good? Hey guys, it's Michaela and welcome back to another Ghost Trick video. Today's video is extra exciting because in it we will be ranking every single character from the video game Ghost Trick Phantom Detective. And if you've seen any ranking videos of mine in the past, specifically for Ace Attorney, you know we typically put these characters into categories of punishment. Jail, community service, letting them off with a warning, you name it. But Ghost Trick is not a lawyer game. It's a little bit different, so our categories therefore have to match. So I'm thrilled to let you guys know that we have 4 brand new categories today based on the likelihood, the willingness of me allowing these characters to possess me. Today, I am popping into the video game myself and I have sadly passed away, but that's okay because I came back fully self-aware and now I get to choose who I would allow to possess my body. And I'm basing these decisions off of a lot of things. Obviously, how much I like the character, how intelligent I think the character is, how funny would be kind of fun to factor in because some of these characters are hilarious. But just overall vibe, trust level, and if I let these characters possess me, are they going to figure out how I died? Are they going to improve my circumstances? Or am I going to suffer because of it? So with that being said, let's get into these categories. Category number 1 is ride or die. Literally. These are my soulmates. Get it? Get it? My ghost besties, okay? These are the people that, you know, they may not be perfect. Maybe they've made some mistakes in the past, but they are crucial to the plot of me figuring out how I died. They are willing to go 4 minutes back in time. They're willing to go 40 years back in time if it took it. And I know if they possess my body, we will get to the answer somehow. Because what they lack in human intelligence, they make up for in heart. Moving right into category number 2, only if I'm unconscious. Would these characters be my first choice? Not really, but if I'm unconscious and I'm not able to make the decision for myself and they just so happen to take the wheel, I'm not gonna be upset with them. While I may not trust them fully, I'm unconscious. I know they will do a decent job. They're going to give it their all regardless of the success rate, and I really can't be too mad about it. Category number 3, under strict supervision. I absolutely would not choose these people as my first, second, third, fourth, or probably 5th choice, but if they happen to possess me, if they happen to take over, and they are under strict supervision from a trusted adult, okay? I really, like, it is what it is at that point. As long as there is somebody out there watching them to make sure they don't fork things up too royally, I think we're gonna have to make that one work. And finally, category number 4, I'm haunting them instead. These are people that I would never, ever allow to possess my body, okay? In fact, I'm possessing their body, okay? When I die, when I go to the afterlife, y'all are first on my hit list because what the actual fork is wrong with you? There is no therapy for these people. Only revenge. So those are the 4 categories we will be working with today. And if this is your first video and first time seeing me, I have a full playthrough of the entire game Ghost Trick Phantom Detective here on my channel. So I will link that in the description for anyone who wants to check that out after. And before we get into it, be sure to give this video a thumbs up down below. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified of when I post new videos. And with that being said, a heartfelt hello to all of my jurors from my Discord watching, all of the gallery members who are part of my YouTube membership, and all of you who were with me throughout this entire playthrough. I had a blast. And without further ado, it is time to rank these characters. So let's get into it. First up is none other than Lynn. And Lynn, despite being one of the main characters, is actually quite complicated to me in my brain. Because on one end, she's an angel. Okay, loyal to a fault, willing to throw herself in harm's way if it means helping anyone. And she was the catalyst for like most of the story. Without her, we would have never progressed. We would have never saved Jowd. We would have never saved Camila. I mean, the list goes on. But here's the thing. Lynn has died so many times throughout the course of this game. Am I even confident she's going to remain alive long enough to help me? I did answer, Camila. You just couldn't hear me. Lynn! What are you doing there? Why are you floating? What are you hanging on? Gosh freaking darn it, Lynn! We were doing so good with you! You hadn't died in like 3 videos! Neither can I. Like, homegirl was wilding the entire time, but again, for how many deaths she has double or triple the amount of moments of just wholesomeness. Even when she shot Zisle, you could see her resisting it with every ounce of her being. And she was willing to help Zisle even after knowing he kind of killed her. Like, she knew something was up. She knew the tea was boiling, but she couldn't exactly put her finger on why. She didn't fully trust Zisle, but she still put her heart out there, put her life on the line for him multiple times, again, out of the goodness of her heart. But then we just get back to the amount of stress she's caused me. Oh my God, Lynn, please, please, please. What took me so long? Oh, she's about to get it. She's about to get it. Because what is wrong with you? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Lynn. So while Lynn should be an obvious choice, here's where we're at. If I fully allowed her to possess me with the confidence that she would get done what she needs to get done, I genuinely would be in fear that she would die in the process. Like, the question really is, can Lynn stay alive long enough to accomplish the mission? Lynn! Who is that? Lynn! You don't say, Zisle. Well, at least you didn't. For once. Thanks. So with that being said, I am honestly between ride or die literally and only if I'm unconscious. But you know what? I think I titled this first category perfectly because it is literally ride or die. And we know which one of those Lynn's actually great at both of them. You know what, Lynn? That's where you're going. Ride or die literally, but she was on the cusp, okay? Because homegirl has been on thin ice since I met her. Next up, we have Nearsighted Jiggo. This is a hitman working directly for the manipulator, and he was like the very first moment in the game where I was like, oh, this ish is serious. He kills Lynn right off the bat. Literally no mercy. No mercy for her and no mercy for Zisle. What was the point of all of that then? If she... Oh my God! What? And he does all of this while barely being able to see. Nearsighted Jiggo, you're killing people and you can't even see them half the time? That is dangerous as heck, okay? Not only are you a murderer, you're kind of an incompetent murderer. You have no regard for life. You know what? No, this is, I am haunting the fork out of Nearsighted Jiggo. Okay, thank you. Next up is our favorite desk lamp, Ray. And for the purposes of this video, Ray will be distinct from Missile. Ray was, again, the catalyst for basically the entire game. And while he wasn't necessarily super present after the very beginning, in the very beginning, he set the stage. He alone is the reason why all of what happened happened. He encouraged me, he mentored me, and at the end of the day, he is the reason why I felt confident and determined enough to go out and learn my story. He knew he wanted to save lives, but ultimately was just too weak in his powers to do so. So he used me, Zisle to do the dirty work for him. And dirty work is used very loosely here because, again, he wanted to save lives, and that is exactly what happened. And the fact that this whole game occurred in one night solely because Ray simply just didn't have the patience for this any longer. He said, I've been waiting long enough, get it done. Hilarious. Ray being behind a lot of these successful lives that were saved, explained, what have you in this game, he's definitely a ride or die, literally, like 100%. Next up, we have Camila, our sweet little baby angel. Somehow, despite everything that happened to her, her killing her mother, her father going to jail for it, she remains an optimistic, positive, sweet little girl. Like, even when she was kidnapped, not past tense, actively in the process of being kidnapped, she was just chilling, reading, lounging, not a care in the world. With all of this being said, Camila is not the most agile, shall we say. She's a klutz, okay? Most of her initial chapter was spent trying to get her attention, trying to get her to stop dropping things, trying to get her to find things. Like, I don't know that I can trust her with my soul. Like, nothing this girl does is ever malicious. Again, a heart of pure gold, but I have a body to think about. I have my life to think about too, okay? I hate to say it, but I think Camila is going under strict supervision because if she has supervision, she can get the job done. But if she is left to her own devices, I fear I will not be coming back. Next, we have everybody's favorite puppy, Zisle. Zisle has a very interesting timeline and progression in my brain because we started off really rough. Oh, Zisle. Okay. We're just gonna keep Zisle, please. Zisle has a death wish. I'm convinced. Zisle needs to be in therapy. Like, I really thought this was just a dog, 0 brain cells, maybe 1 on a good day. Like, life it's not gonna be good. But then as the story progressed, I started really understanding and realizing that Zisle kind of knows what he's doing, okay? We obviously know about the whole Zisle-Ray crossover situation, but again, focusing just on Zisle's character throughout this, he had one goal and one goal only, and that is to save Miss Camila. Zisle! Oh my God, Zisle! Zisle! What are you doing here? Zisle, why did you do that and why are you excited about it? Oh, you know what? You know what? Actually, yeah, I forgot. Listen, Zisle, one-track mind, okay? I saved Miss Camila at everyone else's expense. And you know what, Zisle? You did that. I really can't help but be proud of him, you guys. I really can't. So he's loyal, he's resourceful, he's scrappy, he's willing to put his life on the line for others. He's willing to do that despite his rocky past. What could possibly be the problem? You know what the problem is with this, you guys? Zisle's not gonna give a heck about me. Okay? He said, I save Miss Camila, and occasionally I save Miss Lynn. I save Miss Mick, nowhere on that list. And that's my issue. Like, if this was solely a ranking based on how much I like these characters, he's obviously a ride or die, duh. But that's not what this is. We are ranking them based on their willingness to possess me and my willingness to allow them. And I fear that if I let Zisle possess me and take over the situation, he's going to be like, oh, you're not Camila or Lynn, bye. So I'm willing to do it, but only under strict supervision because again, Zisle, we have to stay focused on me right now. I know I'm not your mistress, but for the love of God, can you please save a girl too? The medical examiner. We learned about him pretty early on when we saw him caring for Zisle's dead body. Only to find out later that he never took the body to the morgue. He never took the body where it was supposed to be taken in his responsibility as a doctor. Did this man not take an oath? I don't know. But this doctor was not a doctor at all, okay? He was actually also working for the manipulator. Yup. And thank God, when Cabello found this out, he was able to bribe the doctor to bring Zisle's body to the superintendent's office, have it examined there to try to get more information on the powers of the manipulator and all of that. Point for Cabello, 0 points for the doctor. This man is a fraud, okay? I'm obviously haunting the fork out of him because he needs to understand what it's like to put your trust into something only to have it mess with you in the afterlife. That's crazy, okay? And I will be making him pay his dues. Jowd. Detective Jowd is an interesting one because his trauma alone is enough to make an entire game out of. He walks into his home and witnesses what he thought was his daughter having freshly murdered his wife and her mother. And instead of doing anything else, he decides, you know what? This one's on me. I'm gonna take one for the team here. He takes the fall for the murder, and then he goes to prison. Talk about noble. Talk about a good father. He's also the reason why Lynn became a detective. Like, this man has done a lot of good for others. My beef with Jowd is I feel like he was in there for so long, he convinced himself that what happened was actually his fault. Like, I know he kind of thought that, but Jowd, like, you know what happened at the end of the day, but this man's guilt ate him alive. Is yours. Exactly. You know what, Jowd? You're low-key a coward. Man up and live. Live, Jowd, live! My main issue with Jowd is he kind of gave up, or he was going to at one point. Like, he genuinely thought everybody would be better off without him, and he was trying to just accept the consequences. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna get executed. That's fine. I'm gonna leave my daughter without a father. That's fine. So listen, I respect the man. I can appreciate everything that he's been through, but he cannot quite make it to ride or die status because I just don't fully trust him to the capability I would need to put him there. But if I am unconscious and he just so happens to take over, I do feel confident enough that he will get done what he needs to get done at his own expense, apparently. Y'all remember the movies Inside Out and Inside Out 2? Yeah, for the second one, they tried to cast the Justice Minister as Anxiety, but he was busy that day. Okay, that is the purest way I can describe this man. This man stresses me out. Every single time we went to check on him, he was, help. Like, sir, I need you to take a breath. Now, obviously, we eventually learned why he was the way he was. He did think that his daughter had gotten kidnapped. Plot twist, she hadn't. And there is the fact that he signed the execution order for Jowd, which caused so many issues. However, he was being possessed by the manipulator at that time, or manipulated by the manipulator. Like, he didn't really have a choice. But here's my thing. Lynn was also being manipulated by the manipulator. And while she still killed Zisle, she tried not to. Did we see any signs of the Justice Minister resisting? Or was he too weak? Like, this man knew something was off, but he was like, no, ghosts don't exist. I can't explain what happened to me, so I will just accept it. Like, sir, if he had an ounce more confidence, a lot of this could have probably been prevented a long time ago, or he could have at least told people what was going on so that everybody's fate would have changed. I kind of don't respect the man, okay? I like his character because he was funny. I really enjoyed his chapter and his puzzle. But again, willingness to possess this body? Crazy to say, but I'm gonna have to haunt him. I'm gonna have to haunt him. And when I do haunt him, when I do possess him, I'm gonna take him to therapy. I know I said nobody gets therapy earlier. He gets therapy, okay? He's the exception. Next, we have Emma. Where do I even begin with her? I'll start off light and just say she's a little quirky, okay? She finds herself in situations that she kind of asked for, if you ask me, but at the same time, she's just so strange, so unapologetically herself, like, it was entertaining. Hey. What did she just do? Did she just light a match off of her butt? What is going on? What is going on? And that's mostly the extent of the positive things I have to say about her, okay? At the end of the day, this woman is a terrible mother. I thought she was a terrible wife the entire time as well, which we later learned, there was some more information there. But in terms of little Amélie, are you kidding me? That sweet, innocent little child, and the way that she treated her, unforgivable. Okay, no. No. Somebody call CPS right now. And what are you gonna do about that? Has this lady lost her mind entirely? And I mean entirely? Truly the worst mother I've ever seen. It's insane. The way she treated the minister, I did have a problem with, although we did later learn it was because she knew he was wrongfully executing Jowd. I'll give her that, okay? I will give her that. It does not excuse the way she treated her daughter. It does not excuse the way she treated the home, herself, literally anything. Like, she did not give a crap about anyone besides herself and Jowd randomly. And whether that was just out of principle or there was something deeper there, I don't know. I mean, we know she was writing about an affair. Listen, I don't like the girl. Okay, I like her character for entertainment purposes, but that's not what this is about. In terms of possessing me, I would never let her possess me. Are you joking? She would probably light me on fire on accident or on purpose. Honestly, I'm haunting her. I said it. Speaking of, next we have Amelie. This little girl is somehow smarter, more empathetic, and arguably more mature than both of her parents combined. Homegirl was laid up with a 102-degree fever for most of the game, yet still managed to make it out of the house somehow to get her father some birthday gifts and get him on the phone to calm him the heck down and evade her mother's antics of all things. I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I know she's a child, but I trust this child with my life. She's a ride or die because she was able to overcome so much. And I don't really think that it's affecting her. Like, I think she is still going to grow up a powerful, successful woman despite her parental guidance or lack thereof. I respect the heck out of that girl. I would let her possess me. Next, we have Cabello, the dancing king himself. Honestly, period. The inspector is Elvis Presley? Well, excuse the fork out of me. Yes. That is a man who loves his job. Okay, listen, Cabello is what Manfred von Karma from Ace Attorney wishes he could be, okay? He starts off really bad in just the terms of him being so determined to have a perfect record, get everything right, whatever, that he kind of caused all of this. Like, the man interrogated Yomiel into a death spiral only to leave his gun with him, which, you know, we all know what happened after that. Cabello, 0 out of 10 to start. But unlike other characters we've seen in other games who never learned their lesson, Cabello we did see grow and change into someone who wanted to fix his mistakes. Cabello did a lot of things. He looked after Lynn. He was behind the whole medical examiner bringing the body to him for further research situation. And what really stands out most to me, the pocket watch tracker? Chef's kiss. The game ending with that pocket watch that he gave Jowd when he was arresting him and had him in his custody, which was like not ideal. But the fact that that proved to be so crucial, like that was really epic to me. Honestly, I like Cabello a lot. And yes, terrible to start, like I said, but if I'm unconscious and Cabello happened to take over, I do feel confident that he would get done what he needed to get done. It may not be in the most conventional way, but I do think he is going to accomplish the mission, and for that, I'll allow it. Next up, we have Detective Ringe, Cabello's partner and somebody who worked with Memory to infiltrate the situation. He, along with Memory, was using the ladybug to spy on the conversation at the chicken kitchen, but that sadly is what also caused his early demise. You know, Ringe did one thing. He gave me a platform to give y'all a PSA to wear your freaking seatbelts. As a personal injury lawyer in real life, that is one of the first questions I ask my new clients. Were you wearing your seatbelt? Because if you weren't, there's problems that could arise. But also look what happened to Ringe. Okay, guys, wear your seatbelt. I'm gonna say it again. And that's what I heard over the phone. Oh my God, is that another dead body that just hit me? Why is that man hanging from the windshield? Guys, wear your freaking seatbelts. Oh, wear your seatbelts, okay? As a personal injury lawyer, for me, if not for you, for me, please wear your seatbelt. Look what happens when you don't. Oh, God. So here's my thing with Wrench. He wasn't a super, super big character for me to have a ton to go off of other than the little we've already discussed. And I thought about putting him with his buddy Cabinella, but again, you guys, to me, if you cannot even do the bare minimum of wearing your seatbelt, how am I going to trust you with my life? I'm not. So with that being said, Wrench can possess me under strict supervision. I feel good with that decision. Next is the Blue Detective. And y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I don't have much to go off of here, but I had to include him because he bears striking resemblance to one of my other favorite characters, Mr. Phoenix Wright. That alone should get him ride or die, but I have to remember he's not Phoenix. Love you, guy. He's just the Blue Detective here, okay? He does work in the Special Investigation Unit with Cabinella, so for that reason, I don't have a reason not to trust the man. Under strict supervision, I don't see why he couldn't possess me. Again, same logic as Wrench and probably who's coming next too. Next, we have the Green Detective who for whatever reason has a name, Detective Macaw, whereas the Blue Detective doesn't. Kind of rude, but the Green Detective resembles Winston Payne, another Ace Attorney character, which is just iconic to me. And similarly, not a lot to go off of. Another detective in the SIU, another detective who works for Cabinella with the Blue Detective, yada, yada, yada. I will allow him to possess me under strict supervision and hopefully with Phoenix Wright, they can work together to get it done. Some of y'all may be wondering why I included the bartender, but I had to. Look at him. I love him. And listen, did he have like anything to do with anything really? Not really, but there is an argument to be made here. The bartender is bartending for a restaurant where there is so many sketchy deals going down. It's crazy. Yet, do you guys see this man move a muscle, raise an eyebrow, shake and tremble in fear at any point? No, he stays cool, calm, and collected. And what more could you want from someone who is going to possess you? Not to mention, while all of the chaos around him is going down, this man's just polishing glasses, doing his job. You know what? Who else would you want to possess you other than somebody who can remain calm in treacherous situations and still get the job done? Now, is he a ride or die? No, that would be a little dramatic. I don't know enough about him to say that, but if I'm unconscious and I woke up to him possessing me and I was told, yeah, he's the one that figured out the truth, I wouldn't be mad at it. Yomiel, Yomiel, Yomiel. Or should I say Zisle? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. What was that? What was that? Okay, so this is zombie Zisle. It's Zisle. Yomiel is the perfect example of somebody who is a regular person minding their own business who can be turned into an absolute monster. Like, this man was a programmer who happened to be really good at his job to the point where they thought he was a spy and interrogated him into oblivion. Again, we all know what happens after with the gun and the meteorite and the craziness. And it's really unfortunate, right? Like, I feel like had that not happened, Yomiel would have just lived his normal, insignificant, unproblematic life and have been happy. But that wasn't the case. And the thing about trauma, you guys, we all have it. We've all been through something, and you can go one of two ways. You can still try to be the best person you can be despite what you've been through, or you can do what Yomiel did and kill and manipulate everyone. I get it. I know you're going through what you're going through, but you making a deal with Sith of all people to gain a new life, like, I understand how insane he must have been feeling. I do, but you just can't handle it like that. Oh, I'm uncomfortable. I'm scared. Hi. Hi, Zisle. Hey. Oh, why are you looking at me directly like that? I don't like this. Can you stop? Okay, I liked you better when you were turned to the side. Where in your face? Like, man's manipulated Camila into killing Alma. He manipulated Lynn into killing who we thought was Zisle. He killed the pigeon professor. He injured Cabello and broke like all of his bones. He was gonna kill Lynn on the submarine and that did not go according to plan, but it resulted in Lynn still dying trying to save Camila. But then he helped kind of save Lynn and Camila, and he did end up eventually coming clean on the submarine, telling us everything that went down, why he did what he did, to the point where Lynn was able to resonate with him. And that was enough for him. It's not that he necessarily needed a new life, he just needed to be understood. And the desire to exact revenge kind of left. And he did end up helping everything get saved in the long run. But like, I didn't even mention he took Lynn hostage. Like, guys, at the end of the day, it's Yomiel. Like, I will just reiterate. I know what happened to you was terrible, but you cannot kill everybody in a murderous rampage because of it. I regretfully inform you, I must haunt you instead. You gotta respect Deira, okay? The man witnessed a tragic event 10 years ago with the whole meteorite situation. At the end of the day, all he wants is to save this gosh dang park. He also saw Camila get kidnapped. He died in the process. Like, this man really just wants to help people. Are his methods preferable? No, harassing people with leaflets is never gonna be a great idea, but the message, the sentiment is clear. And honestly, I don't have a reason not to trust him. Like, I don't think he needs supervision. I genuinely think if I died, while his methods may not be the most conventional, I do think he would figure it out. I think he would be successful in his plight. While he may not be my first choice if I'm unconscious, I would allow it. This man, Professor Pigeon Man himself, quit his job as a medical examiner for the police just to research Temsic. Just to research Temsic. Like, this character is actually really cool to me, and he is so smart. He came across Yomiel's corpse and realized, the death and the way the body looks, some ain't adding up. And not only does he dedicate his life to researching what the heck happened with the meteorite, Temsic, Yomiel, all of that, but he's helping Cabello in the process, which in turn is helping Jowd's case, which in turn is helping Camila. Like, he set off a chain reaction of helpfulness. Y'all, I really can't fault him. Like, I think Pigeon Man Professor Pigeon Man is a ride or die. I know that sounds a little crazy, but I genuinely have nothing bad to say from what I can recall. His intelligence alone, I know he's gonna get done whatever he needs to get done. His determination and commitment, which has been evidenced throughout this entire game, is clear. And he was a really big factor in how we were able to find the connection across all of these little individual question marks that we had throughout the entire game. I trust him. Y'all, I had to rank our girl Lovey Dove, okay? Lovey Dove sits atop of Professor Pigeon Man's head. And while we may not think Lovey Dove is super significant, if you guys recall, Lovey Dove was involved in a couple of the puzzles, whether it was just moving things or causing things to happen, whatever. I had to include Lovey Dove, okay? However, Lovey Dove can only possess me under strict supervision because at the end of the day, it's a bird. And the bird needs the professor probably for anything real to happen. But I have no reason to haunt Lovey Dove, okay? Under strict supervision, I'm sure she could get things done. Commander Sith, the literal scum of the earth. This man is not only the person who hired the hitman to kill Lynn, but he was the one who made the deal with Yomiel that he went back on because the entire time, all he wanted, his only motivation, was that freaking Temsic fragment. It's been interesting going back through all these characters in my mind because I feel like each and every one of them, almost, at various points can explain like, oh, these things would have never happened if it wasn't for this person, and these things wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for them, whatever. But Sith literally concocted and put into place the plan with Yomiel, which caused Yomiel to do everything he did. And he was never really in it. He planned to betray Yomiel the entire time, and he did. Like, absolutely, the fork knot. I will be haunting Sith with every waking moment, or dead moment, if you will, because, you know, death, but I will have a great time doing it. I will cause this man just as much, if not more harm than he caused everyone else. And guys, it's what's right. Okay, listen, hear me out. I know this is Sith Servant, and I know I just said all I did about Sith, and I meant it. But guys, at the end of the day, he wasn't even real. So this was, what? You were gonna die too? And you're okay with this? Oh. No, we are not spinning heads like basketballs. We are not doing that. And here's what I have to say about him. He did and aided Sith in doing terrible things. Bro, come on. We cannot have guns programmed into the ceiling. Grr is a crazy last word, but okay. Oh, there was more. Wow. But he was being controlled by Sith the entire time. Is there not an argument that if he was controlled by somebody good, that he could do good? I think that's valid. And I know this might sound crazy because while Sith is in the very bottom, Sith Servant under the right supervision, guys, I really think he could turn things around for himself, okay? I don't have like a ton of trust in him, but at the end of the day, he's a robot. Depending on who's booping those buttons, I think things could turn out a little differently. So that's where he's going. There's two distinct features that separate One Step Ahead Tango from Nearsighted Jiggo. The first one being he can see. He's an assassin who has eyesight, and we appreciate that. And secondly, he gave us what I didn't even realize at the time would become one of the best moments of the playthrough, where I averted fate by the hair of my chin. I'm gonna try. Oh no! Wait! Policeman, please! Nightstick! Run! Run! Back! 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 Oh my god. Brother. I'm so stressed. I'm so stressed. I'm gonna run out of time. No! No! No, I didn't hear anything. I don't know what you're talking about. Are we good here? Are we good here? Let's go! So we love him for that, but at the end of the day, he is still an assassin. He is still a hitman. He is still a terrible person. And I will still be haunting him. Next, we have the Chief of Police, another more minor character that we don't have a lot to go off of besides logic, okay? Itchy toes aside, this man is the leader of the Special Investigation Unit. Cabello works under him, the blue and green detectives work under him, Ringe works under him, everybody works under him. So in my brain, he is responsible for the actions of his subordinates. And that makes me think back to a certain interrogation that was done by Cabello. Do y'all really think that was not done at the direction of the Chief of Police? Do y'all really think the Chief of Police had no idea what was going on? Or do we think the Chief of Police trained Cabello to do that, trained him to behave that way, which again, spiraled into oblivion? I think the Chief has gotten a little too big for his britches. I think he's been in charge too long and forgot what it was like to be a normal civilian human. And for that reason, I'm not gonna haunt him, but under strict supervision is only how he can possess me. I think he needs to remember what it's like to be told what to do for a change, and perhaps being told what to do by, again, someone with a conscience will serve him and me Right. Next, we have the singing chicken kitchen chef. This man, at the end of the day, just wanted to make some chicken. I mean, can we not all relate to that? And when he wants something, he's going to get it. He's not going to pay attention nor care about really anything going on around him. And that, for me, is a little concerning. I hope one day to have this much blissfully ignorant happiness. Like, wow. Wow. Oh my God, this man has somebody's food and is swinging, singing about how it being late is not the end of the world. That's actually insane. Can I trust him to possess my body and figure out what happened? Or is he just going to, again, have that one-tracked mind that Missile had earlier of chicken? I appreciate his passion. I appreciate his tenacity for cooking. But without strict supervision, I fear he's not going to do what needs to get done. With the correct supervision, because again, you have to think these people are able to accomplish the things they want to accomplish. With him, it's chicken. With me, it's going to have to be going 4 minutes before my death to figure out why I died. And under the right supervision, under strict supervision, I do think he can accomplish that task. Next, we have Memory, the unsuspecting chicken kitchen server who was actually an undercover agent. Memory, huh. Regular report. Okay, so she's snitching to him, who's then snitching to the inspector. It's a snitch fest. She's the one that planted the bug on Beauty and Dandy, who we'll get into in a little bit, which was obviously very helpful because it resulted in us being able to listen in on their conversation. However, it also resulted kind of in Detective Ringe dying, which again, seatbelt, we talked about it. But it also subsequently resulted in her almost dying, which resulted in Lynn dying trying to save her. But is that her fault? I don't necessarily think so. Like, I don't know enough about the girl for her to be a ride or die, but I really don't have any beef with her either. She was trying to help, trying to do her job. She was doing it in a very creative way. She was able to infiltrate the chicken kitchen and get a job there in order for her to do her real job as an undercover agent. Kind of a boss move. And honestly, if I was unconscious and I realized and awoke to the fact that she was the one who was possessing my body to get things done, I think it would go well. I'm not gonna be mad at her for that. Next, we have Officer Bailey, our panic dancing policeman. Here's the thing about Bailey. Again, greatest of intentions, immaculate personality, absolutely hilarious, terrible under pressure. Terrible under pressure. And I don't really know a situation that would involve more pressure than possessing my body and trying to figure out how I died. I fear that if I left Bailey up to his own devices, I don't think it would go well. And I hate to say it because I do think his intentions are good, but he would need that strict supervision. He would. Like, without it, he's gonna go off the handle. With it, he might dance his way into a success story. And I love that for him. And B. Next up is Bailey's colleague, who doesn't have a name. And you know what? I think that is actually a quintessential feature of his personality and character. This man has not made a name for himself yet. He does look up to Jowd. I do think he has aspirations of wanting to be more than just a guard. And I think put into the right situation, he would rise to the task. A lot of the game, we see him poking and prodding at Bailey, being lazy, doing things that are not his job, building houses of cards, ruining Bailey's memos, like just absolutely one of those kids in school that is a disruptive child. But the thing with those disruptive children is if they were placed in the right environment that would stimulate them in the ways that they need, they would thrive. And you know what? I kind of am willing to take one for the team here. I think that if I am unconscious and Bailey's colleague steps up to the plate, maybe he would see that as an opportunity. Maybe he would say, oh my God, this is my moment to shine and prove to everyone just how useful I can be. And I think he would get the job done, guys. What do you think? I really feel good about this decision. It will hopefully help me and help him out in the process. Next up, we have our first prisoner, prisoner C38. Okay, guys, listen. He's a rock singer who plays his little electric guitar, and he played his little electric guitar during a live broadcast where he may or may not have spilled a ton of national secrets. But we learned later in the game, He was being manipulated by the manipulator. He did not do this on his own. And I do think, had that never happened, he would have just gone on to be an artist. Like, I really don't have any beef with the man. He was working with the other prisoner by sending him little notes, telling him when it was safe to dig to try to help the escape plan. And he was doing that, coordinating those notes and the digging with the movements of the guards, which I think takes a high level of intelligence. Again, without having ever been manipulated, I have no evidence to think that this guy has anything wrong with him. I have no reason not to trust him. He's not a ride or die, but if I'm unconscious, I think he could get the job done. I mean, again, I have no reason to believe he couldn't. And we were able to see that he does have some sneaky mechanical ways about him with the note passing, and I think he could work it out. On the other hand, we have prisoner C74, whose crime was a little different. This man took siege of the Metro Police Department. He then threatened the chief commissioner with a flamethrower. And what were his demands? I mean, clearly very serious things like the whole national secrets on live television thing. No, he wanted some curry and rice. And then, despite getting what he wanted, he ended up burning down the commissioner's office regardless. Now, here's the thing. Yes, he was also being manipulated, but guys, like, it's one of those things. Okay, you know how, like, when you're under the influence, we shall say, a lot of people say the actions you do while being under the influence are kind of an exasperation of your natural personality. Like, somebody who's not violent when they're sober is not going to just become violent when they're not. In theory, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist, I don't know if the truth is that, but that's what I've heard and it makes sense to me, right? So it's kind of the same thing here. You were manipulated into burning down a building because you didn't like your food? Are you okay? Like, I don't need to haunt the guy, but I can't leave him alone. It's gonna have to be strict, and I mean strict supervision with him. And that alone. Next, we have Beauty, which is a really ironic name because this woman is anything but. And I don't mean on the outside, okay? I mean on the inside. This girl and her partner were responsible for kidnapping a whole child with no remorse, may I add. Uh-oh. Amelie was stolen? Surely that wasn't what was in the suitcase. And not only that, they kidnapped the wrong girl. They were supposed to kidnap Amelie and instead kidnapped Camila. Because they're idiots as well. I say they, let me focus in on Beauty. Beauty was the mastermind behind all of this, okay? Without her, I don't think any of this would have happened because we all know her partner is, let's just say he's not really pulling the strings. She also has a sixth sense and was able to detect me and threatened me too. She threatened pretty much everyone she came across. A truly awful person. And I'm like, well, she has powers, like just with her sixth sense stuff. She's obviously very smart, although she's using her intelligence for bad. Maybe under strict supervision. No. I'm gonna have to haunt her because again, it's the lack of remorse issue for me. It's one thing to make a mistake and then apologize and really do what you can to make it better. She does not give a single fork, and I mean a single one. I have no way of trusting that she will do the right thing here, even under supervision. Knowing her, if she had proper supervision, she would just manipulate or trick whoever the supervisor was into not doing anything good either. Like, I don't trust the girl. I'm gonna have to haunt her. Speaking of partners, on the other hand, we have Dandy, Beauty's little servant, shall we say, the one who follows Beauty around, doing everything she tells him to, not having a single backbone. And Dandy kind of has the opposite problem of Beauty. Like, they both did the kidnapping together, they both concocted the plan and executed it together. They're both terrible. But Dandy has the opposite problem of stupidity. He misread the kilograms and grams situation with the gunpowder, which led to a big explosion. And while that might be something to easily like do for a normal person, when you're a kidnapping criminal, you kind of got to pay close attention to stuff like that. So he's going to the same place as Beauty, but for different reasons. I will be haunting him mainly just because I don't trust that he is smart enough, even with supervision, to figure out what happened to me, to possess me, and it actually end good. No, I'm not doing it. Next, we have Alma, and we didn't really get to see much of Alma throughout the game, so we kind of have to go off of what we know, which is that she gave birth to Camila, an angel. She was the the wife of Detective Jowd, and she clearly held the family down. Like, after she was killed, everything else went to ish. It truly did. And I do have reason to believe that she was a good wife and mother when she was alive. Everybody appeared to be really happy, and I will just briefly talk about the aftermath after the fate was changed and reality was altered. She came home, everybody was super happy to celebrate. Like, I don't know, she just gives me really good mother, good wife, good person vibes. And I think in order to have a family like that, you have to be doing something right. You guys, if I'm unconscious and I found out I was being manipulated by Alma, I really could rest easy. Like, I don't have any reason to worry. So for that reason, she's okay. And last but certainly not least, we have the real Zisle. I'm a cat? I'm a cat. Surely. What? Zisle has been through the freaking ringer, okay? Going from being Yomiel's cat for 10 years, like literally a cat, you guys. I'm still not over that plot twist, by the way. And getting thrown into what he got thrown into, spending an entire evening saving everybody's life besides his own, doing the most selfless acts a person or an animal could possibly do, and doing it all with no guarantees. Like, this entire game started out with him just wanting to figure out what happened to him, and he was willing to go through everything he went through despite not really knowing how it would turn out. I really don't know much more I can say about him. I mean, selflessness, loyalty, intelligence, confidence, but also calculated risk-taking. Like, truly every single quality you would want in someone or something that is going to possess your body. Zisle is a ride or die. Literally. And at the end of the day, if he does fail the first time, he has 9 lives. So I'm sure he'll get it done on one of them. And with that, you guys, those are my final rankings for every single character in Ghost Trick Phantom Detective in accordance with my willingness to let them possess my body. Again, I think it's pretty clear which of these characters I really like as characters and which I don't as much. I think that's been clear throughout the playthrough and today's video, but that was not what the ranking was about, okay? Would you guys rank these differently in terms of letting these characters possess you? I would love to know, and why. If you do disagree with any of my rankings, leave it in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, for watching the playthrough, for watching the premiere of this video. If you did watch it live, I had the best time in this game. I had the best time today. It's always fun going and getting a little recap of everything I just played. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Do not forget to shop missboss.com. In the meantime, get yourself a BFFR hoodie, crew neck magnet, the like, and I will see you guys in my next video, whether that's my next Ace Attorney video, my next Undertale video, my next Real Lawyer Reacts video, wherever you guys see me. I cannot wait to meet you there, chat with you, and as usual, I really, really appreciate you guys' love and support. So until next time, goodbye and go thrive.